Good morning. Welcome to Member Focus Monday. I'm Christina Schaefer, Director of Social Media for HAR, and I'm joined by a very special guest this morning. We have our newly sworn in Chief of Police for the Houston Police Department, Chief Fenner. Welcome, Chief Fenner.
Thank you. What a pleasure to be here. And I understand that I'm making 42,000 new friends today, but so much respect for Houston Association of Realtors. It really moves the city. People moving in and people moving out, but we want more people moving in. So great spending time with you guys this morning.
Absolutely. And you and I exchanged a few emails before this, and I told a few staff members that I personally was excited to have you on. Before I worked for HAR, I worked for HPD. So I still feel like I'm a part of the HPD family a little bit.
Once a part of our family, always a part of the family. Congratulations to you. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much. So you've been with the Houston Police Department for over 30 years. What lessons have you learned during that time that you feel have prepared you for this new exciting role?
Well, it's been over 31 years, and the most important thing is just extend yourself to people. Find somebody in need and try to assist them, and that's what I've been about my entire career, and that's what I'll be doing as the chief of police. So many different groups in the city of Houston. You know, we're the most diverse in the nation, but take the time to when I wake up in the morning and before I was a police officer and now the chief, just find something in your heart and your mind. How can I assist somebody and make their lives better? And my profession is dealing with crime. So it's a lot. It's a heavy lift right now, but I know that we need everybody. And that's why I don't turn down too many interviews, because right now we need everybody to get into the fight of the crime and just looking after one another.
Absolutely. And again, thank you for saying yes to this interview as well. I did see a comment that there's a little bit of an echo on my end. I apologize. That's why we were a couple minutes late this morning. We were trying to fix it. But Chief Fenner has the important stuff to say, so try to ignore me and listen to him. So, Chief Fenner, there are studies that find community-oriented policing improves attitudes towards police. What are your thoughts on community policing, and will it be one of your initiatives?
Absolutely. Houston has a long history of great community policing. Started with our former chief of police and former mayor, Lee P. Brown. So it started back then and carried on over to the other chiefs. But whatever you call it, I'm going to tell you when I feel that we've really arrived. When people say, you know what, that's my police department. That's my chief. Those are my police officers, not the chief and those cops. So how do you get there? Every contact is an opportunity to build relationships. You know, we find people at their worst times, out there in the streets doing police work. Even when somebody has committed a crime, you know what, arrest that person when we have to, but treat that individual with dignity and build strong relationships. One thing that we have to realize, because there's a lot of friction between the police and certain communities, specifically communities of color, we really have to understand and give value to everybody's life experiences and their perceptions. Your perception is your reality. My perception is my reality. And we really have to sit down and have honest, respectful communication, giving value to a person's life experience and how they're really feeling. Sit down and talk about it and build those bridges to trust, because if you don't have trust in the community, especially with the police, you will not have success, because we can't solve crime by ourselves. We need the citizens, and they have to trust us.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. What other goals do you have for the Houston Police Department this year?
Well, number one is to drive down the violent crime. Everybody's seen the numbers, but we're not alone. During the pandemic, crime rates are soaring, especially homicide rates throughout the country. So that's the number one focus, but also bringing our criminal justice system together. And I spoke about it when Mayor first announced. There are cracks in the criminal justice system. We simply have to sit down, get behind closed doors, and find out how we can help one another. How can the DA help the police? How can the police help the DA? How can the judges, help? How can we help one another? It's not going to happen by us throwing stones at one another. Nobody ordered up Harvey that
Mm,
tore down our criminal justice system. Nobody ordered up the pandemic. And these are all problems that we have to face together. But the focus has to be on the violent criminals, the few individuals that are causing havoc in our city. That's who we have to focus on. Citizens, criminal justice system alike, not fighting with one another.
yeah, I agree.
And at the same time, building that trust. When you have those initiatives where you're driving down crime, it can't be at the expense of tearing down trust with certain communities. So those are the
Absolutely.
main challenges right now.
Yeah. When I was working at one of the community service centers, that was one of the goals, was for people to feel comfortable to come into the police department and just talk to a cop about anything they need to. So, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Now, with the pandemic, it's slowed a lot of things in different businesses. Has that slowed the recruiting and training of new officers for you guys?
We've done pretty good here in Houston. People are coming in our front doors, and the recruiting is pretty good. The challenge is, and let me pause and thank our mayor and our city council members, because a few months back when everybody was talking about defunding the police, um, our council and our mayor stood up and said, you know what, we want to put an end to bad policing, but we want to support our good policing, and we need more officers on the street. So we're doing well. The mayor has and the city council has approved 6 academy classes for this upcoming fiscal year. So that's huge. We lose a number of officers every year to retirement, and we really have to make sure that we continue to recruit. So people are coming in our front door. So we're not having a problem with it right now.
Excellent. You know, Houston is projected to overtake Chicago as the third largest city in the next decade, which is amazing. As Houston continues to grow, is there a plan to attract more recruits to the department?
Absolutely, we have to. And a lot of people don't realize that you compare us to Chicago. Look at the numbers, pretty similar in the population, and I think we're in front of them. The next census count, it'll prove that. But they have 240 square miles. We patrol 671 square miles. They have 13,000 police, and on a good day, we have 5,300. So a lot of people don't know that. So we have to continue to recruit and have to continue to fill up those academy classes. So we're already behind, so we can't get behind any farther behind.
Absolutely. And so I guess we could go ahead and make the pitch now, since these realtors are out in the community. What are some benefits to joining the police department?
Hey, it is a great job, and a lot of people. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't come up playing with police cars and looking at police programs and movies and stuff. Want to be a cop. I went to college, and I was decent at math. I thought I was going to be an accountant or something with finance or something with some numbers, but I was terribly bored. I took a criminal justice serial murder class, and it really piqued my interest. So I finished up at Sam Houston, and I got right on. But what a great opportunity to help people and make a difference in your community. And I want, especially our young people, don't believe everything you see on TV. People think that, as a cop, you're out here getting in shootouts every day. And most police officers go through their entire career without shooting one individual. And that's a fact. But it's a great job. You can make a good living and help so many people. So such an honor to be a Houston police officer.
And I know there's a lot of people in the Houston area looking for jobs right now, so that would be a good
Send them our way.
send them to the police department. Absolutely.
As long as they have the correct heart. We want good hearts.
Yes, definitely.
All right.
So if you have any questions for Chief Finner, type them into the comments. So far, everybody's just telling you hi, good morning, congratulations. They're all excited to see you. You've got some fellow residents of Hiram Clark, some fellow Sam Houston grads on this morning. So everybody's excited to have you here.
Well, look, let me give a shout out to my Hiram Clark people. Love that's where I was born in Fifth Ward, but raised in Hiram Clark. Love the Clark. So many great people there, and I wouldn't be here had it not been for so much support from Hiram Clark and James Madison High School. So proud to say that.
Absolutely. We do have a couple questions that are coming in. Trish asked, what is being done to screen out the potentially bad police so we don't have situations like we've seen recently on the news?
Trish, thank you for the question. We want to put things in perspective. First of all, let me say, I can't sit here as a chief in a major city and say that we don't have a problem with a few police officers, but we pull from the general public, so the general public has problems with racism. They have problems with other issues. We'll get that same thing, but we do our best to screen. But let me tell you something. When you get somebody in the police department and you find out that they're racist or whatever problem that they have, and they act out on on those thoughts and those beliefs, we need to remove them from this department quickly. A lot of people don't realize, because we don't publicize it a whole lot. Over the last 4.5 years, we have removed 180 something people from our agency, but that's not something that we put out. And Trish, thank you for asking that question, because in my administration, somehow I want to work with the union, because a bad police officer, it disrupts everything all around the nation. You can look at some of the incidents that's happened outside of our city, but it affects all law enforcement. So we really have to be cognizant of that and remove those individuals from our agency when they act out. I can understand a mistake of the head sometimes, because nobody's perfect, but those mistakes of the heart, where you brutalizing people, you're violating an individual rights, there's no room for you and no place for you in law enforcement. Absolutely. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. We had a question come in from Lisa about the homeless population. The citizens in the Clear Lake area have reached out to the homeless outreach program with HPD, it's a long question, but to break it down, she basically says, what is being done? What is the plan, if any, to get the homeless to services as opposed to just moving them to the suburbs? It's also, as you can imagine, makes it difficult for home buyers when they see that in the area.
Yeah.
So, what is being done to service those homeless needs? And
homeless is a huge problem, but it's not a police issue. It's a social issue, and a lot of times you got to realize right now, during the pandemic, what social services have been open? None. And it's just left with the police, who are still working, dealing with the homeless population. But we're going to continue to work as the social agencies open up. The mayor has an initiative where they're trying to get homeless individuals. Number one, a lot of them are suffering from mental illness. So we have to address that and get them some help on that. But the mayor's program is trying to get them into permanent housing. And that's a solution, but it really takes time. But I really sympathize with the caller, because sometimes you might think that, we're pushing out in the suburbs or whatnot, but it's all over. It really is. And it's a challenge. We're going to need help from everybody. But as we get social services up and running, you should see some improvement. But don't hesitate to call us when you're having problems from any individual, and homeless as well.
Excellent. A few weeks ago, we actually had City Councilor Tiffany Thomas on, and she discussed this as well in some of the programs that they're working on. So it's good to hear that the City of Houston is paying attention to that very important issue. There's a question here that came in from Val. Is there any realtor safety advice that you have for our members? She says, we're constantly trying to reduce our vulnerability and increase our safety.
Yes, always go with your gut. Okay. When you get that gut feeling that something is not right, back out of there, especially when you're on your own by yourself, and always be aware of your surroundings. Listen to the gut feeling, because it's there for a reason. Your conscience is telling you something. Back out of there. You can get that sale another day, or you're not comfortable with a person or an area where you're going. take the precautions and make sure that you be safe. Now, I heard that we used to have a program where we came out and did safety talks to realtors. And I understand that that's been canceled. I didn't know that. So we're going to fire that back up right away. And because I want our officers doing safety talks with the realtors. And I think that helps, that we are always in good communication and sharing information.
Excellent. There's a few questions coming in about training and how you're training, the police officers. So this specific one is asking, is training, maybe you could tell us a little bit about the training in general, but this specific question is asking about, is training being implemented to address diversity awareness and mental illness?
Absolutely. Mental illness, diversity training, all that is in every block of our training. But another important thing is de-escalation. If you talk to people with respect, if you de-escalate as a police officer every time you can, you're gonna be successful. Now, let's talk about use of force, because that's what people, and especially deadly force. The sanctity of life has to be the most important thing. We have to train our officers in a way that everybody goes home safely. And we need to do everything that we can do in the training and our tactics, all that, to make sure that our officers are slowing down, you're de-escalating, you're taking advantage of our tactics. And a part of the training and a part of keeping the department moving in the right way is holding people accountable. If we train you a certain way and we tell you don't do this and this is why, and then you go out there on the scene and you tramp all of our policies and our procedures and you end up hurting somebody, you got to be held accountable. And when you put all that together, you'll have a better police officer. Police department.
Excuse me. Yes. So along the same lines of training, Lisa was asking about for students. She says, I'm a former teacher. Do you have a presentation for students to prepare them and inform them of how to behave when and if they are ever stopped by law enforcement?
Absolutely. We put officers in schools all the time to when it opens back up to have those presentations, because I'd rather for us to teach and discuss things before a traffic stop or before a confrontation. So please, Miss Lisa, whatever school you are, if you contact the division that you're closest to, our public affairs division, it's not called Community Affairs Division. We just renamed it. We'll get somebody over to do a presentation. Absolutely.
Very good.
So important.
And I don't know if this is still a thing, but way back when I did work for HPD, there were police officers would do trainings in local communities. I know there's the PIP, that's the citywide PIP, and we can talk a little bit about that. But do you do things in local neighborhoods, maybe in like a community center or something?
Absolutely. As we open things back up, as we get more people with shots in the arms, we're going to get out there and do more programming. But anytime a group of citizens need an officer to come out, please let us know, and we're going to get out there, because when you talk in terms of trust and learning and just making things better, it's face-to-face meeting. When I'm looking in your eyes and you looking in my eyes and we're discussing things, we learn from each other, and we make our city safer and better just by us meeting and having respectful conversations.
Excellent. I don't know how closely you work with the fire department. Laura was asking a question. What is your opinion on extending, because you were talking earlier about trust and people trusting the police department. So what is your opinion on extending that trust, support, and respect to the fire department?
We work very closely with the fire department. Chief Pena is a personal friend of mine, an individual who I respect. I told him the other day, I said, man, you act like you've been in Houston your whole life. He came in and he's a part of our city and a great man. And we worked hand in hand with the fire department. So we try to discuss our policies and procedures and make sure that they mesh and mirror one another, because we all work for the city and We want to serve our citizens the same way, show them respect and dignity, and take care of their needs. And when somebody's calling and they're hurt or they're sick, they want to be respected. And I think that goes for both agencies. And I think we're the largest divisions, departments, I meant to say, in the city. So we have to work hand in hand with our public.
Excellent. Let's see. We had a few more questions roll in here. There was a question from Donna. Is there a plan to reopen the substation in the Chinatown area? She said on
It's
Manchester.
already Manchester. It's already open. It's just not open every day. Um, Donna, the problem with the storefronts, I just told you the challenges a little bit earlier that I have with staffing. What we've realized, a lot of people don't come in the storefronts anymore to do reports. So I didn't take away any community service or DRT officers, but I put them out in the neighborhood. Instead of Miss Jones coming to them, they should be coming to Miss Jones or Miss Williams and servicing them at the same time out being visible in the community. So, but the
Mm-hmm.
storefront is still open there. It's just not open every day.
Okay.
Thanks for that question.
Yes, excellent. And Martha asked, "Is there a plan to protect realtors from predators when we're working out in the field? Is there a code or a number or anything they can do other than calling 911?"
I think the best thing is the 911 call, especially when you're in intimate danger. I don't want to divert from that. I think I said earlier, the main thing is be aware of your surroundings. Don't get caught up in realtors. A lot of your business is done on that mobile phone. Okay, so when you're on that mobile phone, walking and moving around, pay attention to your surroundings. And when you get that gut feeling that something's not feeling right and looking right, back out of there. But if you need us and it's an emergency, call 911. Please do that. Don't hesitate.
All right, excellent. So that kind of leads us into another question I had for you, which we like to ask this of any local leaders. Just how can we work with you? As you know, realtors are out in the Houston communities working every single day. How can they work with the police department to address and potentially prevent crime in our communities?
Please be a police a force multiplier for us. Please, if you see something, please say something to us. You guys and ladies are out all over the city, on every block just about. So we really need, if you see something that looks suspicious, even if you don't want to leave your name, call dispatch and let us know. And if you see something, be a good witness for us. We won't give your name up and say, well, hey, you're the one that snitched somebody off or something like that. No, we just need the information so we can solve that crime. And let's continue to be great partners. It's been a long time, a good relationship with the realtors in the Houston area. We respect you guys, and we just want to make sure that we're servicing you guys and making sure that when y'all see something, be a good witness for us. Let us know. Give us that information.
Absolutely. And we did put the link to the Houston Police website in the comments for you. I would also say maybe get involved, attend maybe some of those PIP meetings. I got an email this morning saying that they're now having them in person, but they also stream them on the YouTube channel. Can you tell us a little bit about those meetings?
PIP is a long time partnership that we've had with our community. We normally do it once a month at each division, and then we'll have a citywide PIP once a month. So it is a great opportunity, especially for realtors, to come wherever you live or wherever you work, plug into that division, but you're also welcome to the PIP, the citywide PIP that we have at the union once a week. So we'll be sending that out. I know I don't have the date with me right now, but I think in May, we're going to go back to live with social distancing and all that as well in place. But we really have to get back to face-to-face meetings. But we're going to need some help. Please get your shots. Get your shots.
Yes, definitely. Well, I think I had one more question here that came in. What should realtors do about squatters and vacant homes?
It's challenging. If you have a squatter, give us a call. But it becomes, and you guys have a lot of experience with that. It becomes a lot of time a civil matter in which HPD don't, take care of. The constables handle that. But please just give us a call, because sometime a squatter may be not a squatter, a trespasser. So at least call us out and let us work on it and see if we can help you with it. And if it is a true civil matter, we'll kick it over and coordinate with our local constable's office.
Excellent. We had a question come in if they have any of those PIP meetings in Montgomery County. Well, that's an HPD program, but I'm sure every local police department probably has something like that. Am I right?
They should have some type of monthly meetings. I don't want to speak for Montgomery County because I'm not sure, but I bet you that they have a monthly meeting. PIP is something that HPD started years ago, and we it's been challenges with COVID, but we're very proud of that PIP, and so happy that it's coming back.
Excellent. Well, do you have any final words for our members this morning?
Thank you. I think I've met some additional friends. I have a lot of friends that are realtors. I thank you for what you do, and so glad to see the market just blowing up here in Houston. You guys should be able to take a lot of nice trips and take the chief out for some lunch or some dinner, because I know y'all getting big commissions right now. No, just joking about that. But anything that y'all need from us, let's stay in partnership. Let's stay in good communication. I'm so proud of the Houston Association of Realtors. Great job. So many very professional, great people. So I look forward to seeing y'all out on in the blocks and in the neighborhoods. Okay.
Excellent. Well, again, congratulations to you, Chief Finner. We're all very excited for you and excited to see what you have in store for the city and for the department. That's it for this Member Focus Monday. We'll see you all next Monday at 9 a.m. Have a great week. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Christina. Thank you.